It looks like we have everyone coming in now. So we're super excited to have Zalmy present today. Zalmy, I think everyone knows Zalmy because Zoom with Zalmy is actually a trademarked
Oh, there we go.
idea.
Nice.
You've done an excellent job. For those of you who haven't met Zalmy, he's a member of Miami 2. He's been a member of Miss Esquire for about 18 months, and he's really the epitome of what you should do with your membership. He has literally met so many people from so many different chapters, including virtually, and he is so great about being transparent and sharing what he knows works with AI, with automation, and so we're super excited to have his presentation today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Trish. I guess you'll give me the green light, whenever I get
I
started.
I think you can go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Okay, great. Thank you guys for making this time to show up at this presentation. I will try to make the most of it by giving you a quick rundown for, your own educational purposes to give you an idea of what's possible. And then, of course, I want, anybody who has any questions to please ask away so that I can accommodate you guys and the things that are most relevant to you. So that's the goal, and I'll get started just in the next minute here. Let me share the screen. Okay, so presenting, and here we go. So, of course, I've got to use the curtains here. I mean, it's just a feature here I thought was pretty fun. I'm going to run through some of these slides, and then after that, you guys can definitely ask away and ask any questions you have. So,
Zalmy, you're
here we
not
get
sharing your
started.
screen yet.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then I was able to get this step done. Let me get the other step done. Okay, give me 1 minute. Share screen. Okay. There you go. You can see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. All right, so this is the red curtain I was talking about, and drum roll. Hopefully you were able to hear that. It was a lot of fun, and it was really amazing. So this is called the SmartCase AI Growth Framework. It's all about putting together all the different fragmented pieces to the whole puzzle of marketing that we know needs to happen, but many times we kind of just get one thing done or one thing done halfway, and then we wonder why we're just not getting the return on investment that we believe we can get, but for some reason something is missing. And many times that's because of just being so busy as any typical business owner when running a law firm. Many times you just kind of rely on what other people know, and not everybody knows everything of everything, including myself. And so you kind of get stuck in just kind of staying with what's familiar with you, what you feel confident in, and you don't really grow above and beyond that. So this is really hopefully going to open up some more insight into what works, what's possible, and all the different pieces and elements that come together that have to really come together in order for you to have a really truly scalable system in your law firm that can be reliable and predictable. So with that said, I'll get on to the next slide. So transform your law firm into an AI-powered growth engine. In today's hyper-competitive legal market, most law firms face the same challenges: unpredictable lead flow, wasted ad spend, which how would you know, right? Unless you can optimize and improve, and then you see how much better you've been doing from before, right? Unqualified inquiries, obviously that's always going to happen, but reducing that will drastically change your intake flow and your processes. Missed follow-ups and disjointed marketing systems that don't communicate. That's why we built SmartCase, Social Booster Marketing's proprietary AI growth framework, a complete end-to-end system designed exclusively for law firms who want to scale smarter, faster, and more profitably. So on to the next slide, and we'll break it down for you. So what is SmartCase? What does it involve? What's in, what is, what is it? What are the components? What is it made of? So it's a strategic framework that combines cutting-edge AI technology, data intelligence, marketing automation, and human strategy, of course, to attract, qualify, and convert high-value cases seamlessly. And we'll break that down very simply for you. So the framework unifies different components, and I'll just touch on each of them here. AI-powered lead generation. So AI-powered lead generation is using the AI algorithms that power Google, Facebook, connected TV, and all other social media ad platforms. AI and the algorithms are what really get you all the insight for your ad so that your ad knows who to get in front of, right? Now, the issue with that is that you're limited to what Google allows your ad to know, who to target. So how do you improve your targeting? Because the more accurate your ad is targeting to the right target audience, the lower the cost per lead is going to be. And for all of you that are wondering what is a lead is a contact, is a human being, any one person that had seen your ad, and through your funnel and through your landing page, they either gave you a call or filled out a form or scheduled a consultation. That's a lead. A lead is somebody who took some action and let you know that they're interested in whichever way form that works best for you. So AI powered lead generation really refers to the data that we use, that we tell Google with which to target. So in other words, we have our own separate AI data system that knows who's in market for any particular practice area. And we tell Google who to target because we have better data than what Google allows you to take advantage of by just, if you were to just use the Google ad platform or the Facebook ad platform, you're missing out on like 75% of additional data and behavioral data online that you otherwise would be able to take advantage of if you weren't limiting yourself to just Google. So what happens is that we take advantage of Google's AI algorithm and data by connecting and installing a tracking pixel. That tracking pixel is a code that goes onto the page that you're advertising everybody to go to. When you go onto that landing page, then Google understands who those visitors are, and then you have the ability to retarget and show the ad again to those same people that didn't necessarily take any action yet, that didn't become a lead. They just visited your site through the ad. So our data comes in and is able to get you even better data and more complete data on a greater portion of the audience that really is interested, that Google is kind of limiting you from. So it opens up a whole new world of a bigger market that in fact is there, that you otherwise wouldn't be able to target and get in front of with your ad because of Google's and Facebook's limitation. And this is something that I've actually been running and leveraging for clients of mine for, as far back as 2017. So I know a lot about this, and I got into this very early. And so data really is the backbone of all marketing. Without having the right behavioral information, meaning online behaviors that, from the content that people consume, the websites that they navigate to, and all the other types of behaviors that happen on the internet, 60 billion pieces of data, as they say, 280 million plus profiles within the US, we have that ability to tap into that. And so that gives you an extra leverage when you're running ads through platforms like Google or LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever it may be. So that's what AI powered lead generation is. It's powered by better data that Google and Facebook and all these other social media platforms limit you from and that don't provide you. So by default, by just relying on Facebook or Google, you're already limited to how well you can actually target and get in front of the larger market out there, believe it or not. So that's the big unfair advantage that we have to offer as well. So that's AI powered lead generation. Smart intake automation is about having the right intelligent chatbots in place on your website to better capture visitors and make it a lot more accessible for them to ask questions and qualify them. So that helps a lot. Obviously, there's the landing pages and the way it's designed. All of that is a science behind it. And the better put together your landing pages are, the more likely somebody is to take the action that they desire to from the start. And you'll be able to ultimately convert, meaning take someone from just visiting your site to finding the answers or anything that was holding them from moving forward and taking action, to making it a lot more of a smooth experience for them. And therefore, you'll be able to identify even more a portion of visitors that are coming to your landing page to be able to reach out to you and ultimately get more customers and get more cases. So smart intake automation is a very, very big, important component to look at. Predictive nurturing sequences. These are, your email, SMS, voicemail, WhatsApp, follow-up messages. These are sequences and workflows that are automated, and they are meant to right away address anybody that comes through a form fill or somebody that calls in. It can automatically follow up with them for you, so you don't even have to think twice about it, and your intake team doesn't have to think twice about following up. All they need to do is just be ready for consultations or calls coming in that they can answer themselves, or the intake team can answer calls that come through after the voice AI had qualified them. And once it qualified them, it can then transfer the call to your human intake team, or automatically schedule them on a consultation, whichever practice area and process works best for you. All-in-one CRM and reporting dashboard. That's bringing in together all your metrics and data so that you could learn more about what's working and what's not. You want to know where your leads are coming from. There's so many different types of ways to generate leads online. You can run paid ads on Facebook, on Google, on LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it. And you can also run organic campaigns like search engine optimization, SEO. I'm sure everybody's heard of that. And then there's, the new AI era that we're in. We always have to include and change up our strategies to include AI search engines as well. So there's been some names thrown out as like, generative engine optimization or search generative engine optimization. But either way, all of these different strategies, you want to be able to attribute where these leads are coming from, so you know what's working best and you know what to invest more and double down on. By doing that, that gives you the insight and the ability to have more predictability and to know what is actually feeding your law firm more new cases. And that's very important insight. So bringing in all your reporting into a dashboard where you can compare and contrast and get a good look of how well your marketing and sales processes are working will give you tremendous ability to perform better as you continue to optimize and build more momentum. So that's where that's very important. And AI powered insights is very much related to that. It's all about knowing the different channels that are coming all into your all-in-one marketing and sales platform, so you can better track everything together. So that this really covers all the components there. Again, this goes into a little bit more detail. I know it may be a little bit difficult to read every single subsection under these areas, but it's very similar to what I just spoke with you about with all the components on the AI framework and all these components. This was a chart that I built. It's called Lucid, and that's the software I use to kind of map it all out so it's easy to make sense of. There's the AI lead intelligence that tracks 60 billion plus digital signals to find in-market buyers, anybody that's interested in a particular practice area. And then we feed that, we upload that data into Facebook, and we can create a custom audience. And then we can make a lookalike audience from that data, except that the difference is, the whole reason why we're doing this is because with better data, your profitability is even greater. And that's because the data helps you more accurately target the needles in the haystack, so to speak. And so your budget is being spent a lot better. Precision funnels is referring to landing pages that are converted and optimized to capture visitors that are coming through. Then there's the AI lead qualification that right away pre-qualifies them, making sure that they're not wasting anybody's time as much as possible. And then once they're qualified, okay, now they're worthwhile to bring them further into that funnel, which is, the next step would be to talk to a member of your team, or then to follow up with them and make sure that they do schedule a consultation, or that they do call in, or text message back or email back, or whatever it might be. So that covers all that. And the system ultimately is there to help systemize and organize all the leads that are coming through. But this is an end-to-end solution. In other words, it's not just the system, but once you have the system where you can efficiently manage all your leads, now you don't have as many leads falling through the cracks anymore. And with a good lead generation process, everything kind of comes together. You're getting leads consistently. Those leads are being managed consistently, and therefore more cases are being retained as a result of better lead management. And lead management is something that, I see a lot, not just by other businesses, but especially by many law firms that I work with and worked with. They, many times will get will realize that once there's an influx and a whole additional amount of leads coming through, they realize how much more they need a better system to handle all of that. So sometimes they have to pause the lead generation in order to fix their system so that they can handle and tolerate and absorb more of those leads efficiently, rather than spending money and kind of not really getting their money's worth as much as they could have because of the lack of better systems. So hopefully that's, all coming together and making sense for you guys. So this slide is about why SmartCase works for law firms. Unlike generic marketing systems, SmartCase was engineered to the legal industry, understanding the unique client journey, ethical guidelines, and high cost of missed opportunities. And of course, when you're missing an opportunity, you never know how much, what the value of that case is. And I've heard from one of the iconic lawyers that's, well known in general. He told me personally that the trick is to never assume that one lead is worthless and it doesn't matter. Like, always go investigate thoroughly every single opportunity that comes your way, because you never know that it could potentially be your biggest case ever. And so that's why lead management is so important, because it just takes one missed lead to miss out on a very huge opportunity. So the value of having the right lead management system that works efficiently is, just as important as generating leads. I mean, because otherwise, what would be the point of potentially missing out on even more leads? So when getting into advertising, if you're really serious about that, I would highly recommend to, even at the basic level, first get some kind of lead management system going, because when you're investing in a lead generation campaign, you're ultimately investing in a long-term campaign that's going to optimize and continue to prove valuable and only get better and better over time. So you want to be prepared at least at a basic level so that you can.
Could you hear Zalmy? I believe he had just trouble with his connection. Sorry about that.
Hey there.
Hi, Zalmy. Perfect. You're back.
I am back. I don't know what.
Can everyone hear Zalmy? Let us know in the chat if you can all hear Zalmy, please.
Yeah, not sure what was disconnecting there. My internet is just fine on my end. Could be a circle thing. Not sure. All good. Everyone can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Awesome. Okay, great. So yeah, on to the next slide. Let's go. Okay, like I mentioned before, but I think this really breaks it down even more clearly. AI data intelligence, like I mentioned before, which is the actual, we basically already can find your in-market audience. So we already know who they are. We then take those, it's called a SHA-256 code. It's an encryption of all the data, not only of the actual contact information of those people that are in market looking for a family lawyer, but it also includes the psychographic behavioral data as well. So we feed that into your Facebook ad campaign or Google ad campaign. And then the AI powered lead generation refers to the social media platforms that we leverage as well, all combined together: Google, Meta, YouTube, CTV, connected TV. Then the smart intake and qualification. So that refers to your landing pages being designed properly, and the chatbots and everything that's meant to capture and then also to qualify your leads for you, and just to make sure that they meet the criteria that qualifies them so that they can move to the next stage as somebody who not only wants your help, but needs your help and can afford your help, or at least to some degree, we can qualify that, as needed, as necessary. Automated nurture and follow-up. Of course, there's, the fortune is always in the follow-up. It's not necessarily just like hit or miss. That's what everybody kind of, makes the mistake. They think, okay, somebody didn't show interest or they didn't pick up, so no use in kind of running after them. But absolutely, there is all the use in the world to be running after them, because if they ran after you, that's more than enough for you to then make sure that you consistently follow up and qualify them. And conversion tracking and optimization and the reporting and all that is super important, so that you can measure and improve your marketing, and you cannot improve without measuring. So good reporting is super important, and bringing it all in and knowing where to attribute where leads were generated from, depending on the marketing platform, the strategy. You're able to then make better decisions on your marketing portfolio and know where your money's going and what is more worth your investment and what is not. So very, very important to do that. And that is an end-to-end lead generation system. So getting into a few, case studies and all that. So this was more recently within this year. So we had a boutique criminal law firm that really, this was their first time doing this in 50 years because they've been around for 50 years, believe it or not. So, we didn't get too serious with them, but we kind of gave them just a portion of our AI framework of what needed to be done at a minimum so that they can start getting more cases. And the day that we launched, on their first lead that they generated, they signed and retained a case for $25K, criminal law related case, which was awesome. That's a nice first impression for me, but also gave 10 times more of the confidence for our clients to be very happy and to realize that maybe they have a marketing partner that is on their game, and that's obviously not too easy to find. But if you're a Miss Esquire, you can be sure that you've got all the right people here. So that's for sure. So these are some numbers, more or less pretty accurate, that we've been able to kind of put together to make sure that we can put together some kind of case study that gives you a little bit more insight. I mean, their visibility went to 100% because they really were nowhere to be found. We also did their SEO, search generative engine optimization for the AI search engines and all. Got them on the first page of Google in less than 20 days. And they were able to expand the radius of where they were able to get found through their Google business profile exponentially to 3-4 miles out. And as some of us know, the Google business profile is meant to show up within physical proximity of somebody searching for a law firm services up to like a 10-mile radius, because Google wants the Google profile to be found in the map section where it's actually feasible and relevant to that person, so that they can actually consider law firms that are physically nearby. Otherwise, what's the point of showing somebody who's available in New York? I mean, if somebody's in Miami searching. So the Google profile can expand, to a pretty large physical proximity. So it's really, really, really fundamental to your ability to get found on Google search, and in AI search engines, they work hand in hand. So that's a good case study we've put together. This is a little snapshot at the time, screenshot at the time of their campaign that was going at about 110 on average cost per lead. And it's been phenomenal ever since. Car accident cases at about $200 a lead, generating so conversions means leads. So 345 leads converted, and tons of cases retained as well with this California personal injury law firm up in California. And I've got a few other screenshots here. This one in particular I wanted to show as well. This is a restraining order attorney, and we've been able to get the average cost per lead as low as $15 cost per lead on Google. And Google generally will, have a much higher average cost per lead than other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And generally the reason why that is because you're paying for higher quality, higher qualified leads. People are actually searching and proactively trying to find somebody who offers a particular legal service. So if they're proactively looking for you and then they actually call you in the moment at the point of interest, obviously that's a very highly qualified lead that you want to take the call from. So, this is an amazing, not your usual standard average cost per lead. And plenty of other case studies, and I'll skim through these as well. These are testimonials from various people in the law firm industry that have referred me business, and lawyers themselves, and goes on and on. And that's a screenshot I wanted to showcase over here. That's from the lawyer themselves. They were saying, we just got a 16K on our very first Google lead with another 9K on the way. Glenn was amazing, answered every call. Patty killed it. Teamwork makes the dream work. It was an exciting time, and that happened the same day we launched. So it's pretty awesome. Who is SmartCase for? Obviously for any law firm out there. And I just put a few examples here: business law firms, personal injury law firms, family law, criminal defense, etc. Built exclusively for law firms, powered by proprietary AI first-party data and automations, fully managed by legal marketing experts ourselves, and transparent reporting with measurable return on investment. A little bit about me. So I started my digital marketing agency in 2017, but it really goes back to when I was a teenager, when I remember when SEO and web design just came out. It was very new. People were questioning, should I have a website? Should I not? It was very, very new back then, obviously, in the 2000s. And my dad also was running a bit of an agency as well and was into SEO and web design. So was very, very familiar from early on. And it's always been a passion of mine. I took it a lot more seriously once I graduated from FIU with an accounting degree. So with the language of business, that gave me the opportunity to more easily slip into my own business and agency. And I started that in 2017. And ever since then, law firms have always been the main type of ideal clientele for myself. And what I found was that it's always important to have some kind of unique idea of how a business works. And there are so many different businesses that I've worked with. It's important to have insight and specialty in any one kind of a business to truly have an unfair advantage and leverage. And that's always been law firms from the start. Never went anywhere else other than just beginning with law firms. I have an uncle that's a lawyer and helped him and gave him some guidance up in New York, and just got into it, very early on. So that's that. If anybody wants to have a conversation to learn where they can take advantage, where maybe for some kind of a customized roadmap, something that can address your initial immediate challenges, I'm more than happy to reach out or speak with you and have a one-on-one conversation. There's many ways you can call and schedule a conversation. If you call my agency number, you'll have my AI assistant book you in automatically, or you can go to callwithzalmy.com and feel free to just schedule a time that works best for you. Other than that, if anybody has any questions here, I'm more than happy to help you out. And thank you so much for all your time and being here with me on this presentation.
Thank you, Zalmy. That was amazing. That was
Thank
a
you.
very,
Thank
very
you.
detailed information. Guys, if any of you have any questions, you can feel free to chime in or type it in the chat.
I know some of you have to have questions, and Zalmy is so transparent with all of his knowledge that we greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Trish. We've got 12 people in the room. I mean, maybe there are some chats coming through. Oh, cool. Yeah, it works very much like Zoom. It's pretty cool.
If you guys do not have the ability to unmute yourselves, it may be because this is a webinar style, so the co-hosts can unmute themselves. If you don't, please type the question in the chat and Zalmy will be happy to answer.
Awesome. Oh, cool. Good question. Yeah, so can you do this with ChatGPT? I mean, the problem that, so at the core of your question, it's not, it used to be where getting answers was very, very difficult, right? And getting the answers to and solutions to your questions and problems and challenges was very difficult. But with ChatGPT, everything flipped around. Now it's really, really difficult to find the right questions to ask, because how do you know what to ask? And so what you could do with ChatGPT is you can ask it what to ask it, if you know what I mean. That's really how you're going to be able to then kind of figure it out and put it together. Now, can you get it done with ChatGPT? We get it done with AI, obviously, in every single way that we possibly can. But it takes a little knowledge and experience to really know what to ask, what to do, where to start. I mean, if you want to start from scratch, absolutely. But having the experience, the real world experience, is something that I don't think ChatGPT could be relied on just yet. And, it's going to have to ask you questions and have to ask, you're going to have to ask questions on what to ask so that you know what to ask. So it's very, very tedious and very, very difficult, but you could learn a whole lot. It's just going to take a lot of time. And it depends. Everybody has, there's 3 different types of currencies. There's energy, there's money, and there's time. If you got more time than money, if you got more energy than money, then absolutely use your time and energy to, figure it out with ChatGPT. You'll get a lot of answers to your questions, but those are going to be your questions. So in other words, ChatGPT is really limited to the person using ChatGPT, because it's like having an assistant come in. Like it's also kind of like to help you better understand it. It's like asking, hey, why can't I just hire a marketing assistant, for like $5 an hour, which you can, $3 an hour from the Philippines, and then I can have them do it. But it's like the blind leading the blind. The marketing assistant probably doesn't have some kind of a, proven system and process in place. And then you're not sure what really needs to be done and in what order and at, the level that it should be done. Because anybody can build a website, but no two websites were built the same, So hopefully that kind of helps you, gives you some idea there. That's the Jade.
Zalmy, when you say that you have to ask
Mhm.
it how to ask it, what do you mean?
Yeah, so you know how like you tell ChatGPT, hey, I'm uploading this file. I want you to rewrite this piece of content for me in a way that sounds professional and blah, 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 right? So then it does that for you because you asked it what to do and it's able to do it, so it gets it done. But then it asks you a question like, hey, this would be better put in a PowerPoint. Would you like me to put in a PowerPoint? And then I can do this, and then I can do that. And then it continues to prompt you and ask you questions and give you ideas that you didn't think of yourself. So in other words, there's going to be so much that you're unaware of that you're only going to be relying on what ChatGPT may prompt to you and pose to you. And it might sound like a good idea, it might not. But it's hard to really know what's good and what's not if you're new to anything. And then to, kind of anybody can really figure out anything. The question is, do you have that time and energy to figure it out or not? Or have somebody save you a decade of insight and real world results and experience to get it done? So obviously, can it be done with ChatGPT? Can it be done together with a coach? And the coach can just coach you and you can implement it 100%. There's many ways to do it. It just depends at what level you want to get it done. You can build a website on Wix, or you can have a website built and customized from scratch to be SEO friendly and optimized for conversions on WordPress, which will get you ultimately better results done by the right kind of expert. So just depends at what level and how much time you have. Some people have more time, some people don't have as much time. So hopefully that answers the question, but ChatGPT is going to be limited to the one using it. Any other questions? I'm more than happy to answer, and hopefully I was making sense there.
Yes, absolutely. That was a very helpful explanation, Zalmy. I hadn't thought about it that way.
One thing, Zalmy, that I know
Sure.
you talk a lot about is
Mhm.
automation. And can you talk a little bit about how you use AI for that?
Yeah, good question. So there's the AI, what we call native AI. So native AI refers to the actual AI that's integrated within the software that you're using. So, many lawyers are using SmartCase or Clio or some kind of, legal branded CRM or all-in-one marketing and sales platform. And so they have taken the initiative to integrate some level of AI within your systems. So now you can train the AI and have it automatically have conversations based on, the conversations that are coming through. And you can use AI within your system, or you can use AI with an API connection to your ChatGPT, for example, or DeepSeek or some other AI search engine that will be able to take your AI to the next level. And you can do it in a lot more of an advanced level. So you can use the voice AI or the conversation AI within, the system that you're using, or you can go outside and connect third-party integrations that have better AI advanced capabilities and have that integrated within the system that you're using. And if you're doing it that way, then of course you can leverage AI at a much more advanced level. It depends, at what level you need it to be. But many systems already have included their native AI within their software. And, over time it'll get stronger and smarter. But native AI within softwares are generally limited, but they could be very useful for certain scenarios. So it's not always that you have to use a lot more advanced third-party integrations. Sometimes you can use the native AI within the CRM or marketing platform that you're using already, and you just need to get started and use it. And if it does the job, it does the job. If it doesn't, then of course you can look into more advanced AI platforms that can feed into your existing system and then you can leverage AI at a much more advanced level. And the way AI is used, I touched on it, but to give you an idea is like if somebody responds to you, if let's say somebody sees your ad, they go to your landing page, they fill out a form, and then they automatically are, their contact information automatically goes into your CRM. And so you can have a workflow that right away gets triggered because you just got a new lead, and it sends out a message to them like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Here's our calendar link. Please schedule a consultation with our lawyer, and we'll be more than happy to assist. Right? When that lead responds back to that message, that's where AI then kicks in and is able to, in accordance with whatever that person messaged back, is able to carry on that conversation. And that's where AI is very, very helpful, because it can have a conversation, ask the right questions, and carry it on, unlike just an automated message that was already pre-templated and to go out automatically from a trigger. And it can then have that conversation, have a dynamic conversation, and then help that lead take action afterwards. So that's where AI can really be of help in helping to follow up and ask the right questions, and any question that lead is going to be asking, as long as your AI is trained with a thorough knowledge base to cater to any kind of question your clients or potential clients typically ask, it'll be able to accommodate and answer that for you, for your intake team. And so, these conversations can just continue to happen all by themselves without taking up anybody else's time. So, AI can be used very much for that. So if your native AI can handle that level of conversation and intelligence, that's awesome. Shannon is coming in. I see. Joe would die as she hears you are building on Wix. LOL. Exactly. Yeah, I guess I'd die the same day with Joe. He's right. I mean, WordPress is really the ultimate content management system. So no doubt about it. That's for sure. The AI training is vital, or else they can say some crazy stuff to leads. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're not worried about that. We've tested that already for a few years, and it works just fine, and it's getting better and better. So no big deal on that. I've had my own AI assistant, show a lot of compassion to lawyers that my AI was speaking on behalf of me. They might have thought it was me because it was coming from like my agency, and generally I'm the one talking to my clients. But it really showed a lot of respect and compassion and understanding and empathy. So that was pretty awesome to see that. Whether it actually feels something or not, at least they put on that impression, that first impression. Yeah, all good. So yeah, I mean, it's any one of these components not coming together and being done properly and thoroughly at an advanced level, something's going to be off. And then it's one of those components that's the reason behind why you're not seeing as many leads, or why you're seeing leads that aren't necessarily as qualified, and so on and so forth. So every component really needs to be addressed and done right at the highest level. And that's something that we do. And it's a very, very powerful system. I will say that most of my clients don't necessarily take advantage of the full on system, but at least that they get, the basics done, they get certain components done, certain lead generation methods done, and they start from there. And then eventually they can grow and expand and kind of include other marketing strategies, other types of automated AI infused systems and workflows. So it's all about growing. It's not about getting it all done or nothing. And so, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And it's always better to start taking that first bite than to wait till you can just swallow the whole elephant, because usually you'll never be at that point where you can just, swallow an elephant. Let's be real. We're never going to just be able to, just start out of the gate at perfection. It's got to build up to that. So every law firm needs a custom infrastructure. So
Well, thank you, Zalmy. And again, I just really want to thank you for how engaged you are in Miss Esquire. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I haven't met anyone who hasn't known you, so you're doing everything right.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And always happy to support and, offer help and guidance. Absolutely at no additional cost to you, just because that's my nature. And I believe that, if you actually have a real need for anything that I provide and offer, then hopefully we get to work together. But if nothing else, at least you can benefit and use it to your advantage.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone for joining. We really appreciate it. We hope that everyone has a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you at the gala.
Thank you so much, Trish and Miss Esquire. Appreciate the opportunity, and thank you, Valeria. Valeria, I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thanks a lot for helping me organize and prepare for this.
And Zalmy, I don't know if you know this, but you're a nominee for Circle Member of the Year.
Oh my God. I better keep that up then. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
All right. Hope to see you at the gala.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Likewise.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.